attention. Ever since you strolled into the room, believe me that it's not my intention. If I appear to come on too smooth, it's not like me to make such advances.
Welcome to Draw One Last Breath Horror Podcast. My name's Matt.
And I'm Paul.
Welcome to the 69th episode. You heard it right. 69 special.
69, dude.
on this episode, we have been to Netflix for the latest offering of the movie Spree. And also our movie from the vault is The Amazing Tremors.
We had a bit of bacon in us.
Oh, naughty. 2
separations of bacon.
All roads lead to bacon.
Yeah, fucking A. How you been then, dude?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you in this, what we're in now, 54th pandemic lockdown?
Yeah, man. Just bring it on. What's going on? I don't know. I've had interviews, jobs, blah. I've been busy. I've been watching lots. You know what? I've been tucking in to a lot of stuff.
Feasting on a plethora of movies.
Yeah, and TV series. And TV series. Actually.
And TV, you naughty boy.
I've been binging some shit. Forget all that Cobra Kai that, is awesome.
Oh, shut up. That was amazing. That's taken up most of my life for the last week.
Well, I dove into something else as well that was on Netflix. So not only did we have the lovely Cobra Kai, cheesy goodness, there's a little Asian horror series that we talked about on the last episode called Sweet Home.
Okay. Any good?
Fucking great. Absolutely really? Fantastic. I mean, really creative, I thought, for a start. It was sort of like watching a Resident Evil game at some points. Really bloody, really gory, and it's only like 10 episodes. They're roughly about an hour long, about 50 minutes an hour. But yeah, it was fantasy, horror, bit CGI monsters and stuff like that, but maybe very heavy on the CGI, but they also mixed in as they do with the physical sides as well. And it's great. It's just like about a group of people in a apartment block, and shit goes down. People start fucking frothing at the mouth and turning into these.
Oh, you caught my attention.
Yeah, they just start turning into these fucked up monsters. And then, they're just stuck in an apartment block, and there's just like there's loads of intrigue and like storytelling, like why is it, the outbreak there and all this sort of stuff. And it's everywhere. It's fucking nuts. And it's really some high octane stuff with some good drama, some very great characters in there as well. Really, really fun. I thought it was quite interesting. It had a bit of an Akira vibe as well.
Okay.
Sort of thing. It was really good fun. And it's got potential for another season, definitely. There's stuff where this story can go.
Okay. I think I'll give that a watch then, because I was thinking about it, but yeah, definitely have to have a go on that.
Yeah, I would, mate. It's really good. 10 episodes of, if you've got the time. I know, subtitled, but we love that shit. And some of the monsters are so fucking weird and so bonkers in there. It's fucking cool. But it ain't no kiddie. It ain't no goosebumps.
There's tentacles.
Well, yeah, amongst other things. I mean, there's one fucking dude who's just like a giant, bulbous part of muscle, basically. It's fucking funny, mate. It's good. And there's like, the badasses with the samurai swords and all sorts of shit. So, it's cool, man.
Sounds good.
Worth checking out. I stayed on with a little bit of the Asian bandwagon as well. And I rewatched Train to Busan.
Cool.
And then I watched, for the first time, Peninsula.
Did you like it? No spoilers, because I still haven't watched it yet. I've got the steelbook sat on my shelf.
Mate, honestly, it's Fast and Furious meets zombies.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's got that charm, wit, and dark humour mixed with some fucking. It's just a lot of rushing about and stuff like that. It's go.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's good fun. Really good fun. Really enjoyed it. And, I still think the zombies are great in it. And, the outbreaks there. It's really interesting. I really got on with it. I watched more in that world as well. So, Nothing really to do with the first one. Just literally on its own, but in that set in that same world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's top notch, mate. It's worth a watch. We should have reviewed it, man. It should have been it would have been great.
We would have if it was at Fright Fest, but it got pulled, didn't it? So.
Yeah, mate, honestly, that would have fucking killed it. It would have absolutely killed it. But, well, never mind. Another one I caught, which was on, where was that one? It was on Netflix, I believe, called The Possession of Hannah Grace. So you know me, I don't want to watch those fucking supernatural horror movies by myself. I try to avoid them. I just want to watch fun, blood, gore. But I put myself through a proper horror movie, I suppose, and a little possession movie, and it wasn't bad. Bit of bone cracking, lots of that. It embraced it like properly, and I don't know. Some of the kills weren't half bad in it. It wasn't no Jane. It was sort of like on the lines of like that Autopsy of Jane Doe. Did you watch that last year? I think you did.
Yes, I did, yeah.
So it's on the vein of that in terms of the premise, I suppose, of it. With maybe a bit more of a I've got to kill the demon sort of thing. But you get very...
I'll let you in on a little secret. I've seen this movie as well.
Oh, have you? What did you think?
I think I've even spoke to you on the podcast about it, but never mind.
Maybe that's why I watched it.
But no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was alright. Actually, it's quite good.
Yeah, not bad, was it?
But no, you're right. It's it's got kind of beats of Jane Doe in it. But definitely. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. Definitely one of those ones that not many people would have seen pop up. Like, you probably have to search for it. But yeah, I thought the characters were good.
So what else did I watch? Wow. I watched a little short, which I don't know who recommended it. I think it was possibly Geordie Paul. No, was it? Other Side of the Box? So I saw that being recommended to us via somebody on our social media. I don't know who it was now. I don't know who to give credit to. Can you remember?
I think it was I tagged in it, or were we both?
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
Well, I saw it on somewhere, and so I sort of dived into it, found it, watched it. Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Where was it? YouTube?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think I just clicked on the link and watched it. But yeah, honestly, we love our little shorts, mate. And this was so, I don't know, it had a real It Follows sort of vibe to it. Like that sort of level of creepiness. No, not in a stalker level. It's just think about a box that you can't look away from. That you shouldn't look away from. And if you
I've
do,
had many of those in my time, believe me.
If you, bastard, if you look at the box, it's a cardboard box, and you look away from it, this little head pops out, and every time you look away from it, more of it pops out. It's like, don't look away from the fucking box, and yeah, it's fucking.
I'm definitely gonna watch that.
I'll watch it in a full blown.
I'm gonna. As soon as we get off the pod, I'm going to watch that. That sounds creepy as fuck.
It was creepy as fuck, man. I loved it. But yeah, that sort of kept me busy over the last couple of weeks. I started watching a couple of things on Shudder as well. One called Fingers. I'm halfway through at the moment, which is a bit batshit. I think did you say that popped up on the Fright Fest?
I think it was one of the Fright Fests. Yeah.
But there's a few things that popped on Shudder that are very interesting at the moment. Hunted looks very interesting for maybe a future watch, future review, and it's just popped up. But nothing with a 2021 date stamp yet. So need to keep an eye out for that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's sort of what I've been up to. And
busy boy.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
Wow, like I said, I've been. Sorry, carry on.
One more thing.
Yes.
I'm about 6 seasons in to watching the 2017 The Mist TV show on Netflix. Actually, pretty decent. Not really. I'm not 100% sold on it. I love the Tom Jane fucking Mist. They're all caught in the supermarket and stuff like that. I think the fucking movie was great. But not completely sold on it. But they don't hold back on the blood and the gore. So, it's got my vote. Very creepy scenes in it. Only 10 episodes, so I thought I'd give it a go.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the last thing. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on, dude. What have you been watching?
Not much, really. Like I said, I smashed through Cobra Kai, completed that, so that was good. But horror-wise, I've not really watched anything else apart from a little bit of the news, and that's enough horror at the moment. But no, I need to get my self in check and start getting through some stuff.
Well, yeah, you do, mate. Like loads of stuff popping on Shudder.
I know.
I am getting
content.
I'm getting involved in Shudder big time.
At the moment, for me, because I haven't watched any, it's even more overwhelming for me because there's so much, and I just don't even know where to start. I don't know if anybody else feels like that out there.
I felt that too, but I just sort of dived into it. I tried that Lizzie, didn't really get on with it. So Fingers, I'm kind of enjoying a little bit. It's fucking a little bit quirky, a little bit cool.
I like stuff like that though. That's a bit weird and different. Like, you know me, I like it. Sometimes something that's going to push different ideas and different boundaries and stuff. But that sounds like you had a good old time. Should we get on to some news?
Yeah, news. Let's do it. Right, let's start. What you got, dude?
Wow. Interesting. A little bit of trivia for you. Scanners is 40 years old.
Wow. My head is blown.
Literally.
Hey? You like that?
Yes, loved it.
I did that.
Loved it. So yeah, so it's out in 1981, so that's 40 years ago. Took 14 million at the box office, and it still holds 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah? But it is a classic. We reviewed it back on the pod, which was...
Early one.
Yeah, it was an early one. I remember I was actually on holiday in Spain when I watched it, but it's a great movie. Very, very good. It's such a shame that they haven't really updated it and made a new one, really. I thought they could do something really good with that. Especially now Brandon Cronenberg could jump on it and do a new version, which would be cool. Fucking right. I'd love to see that. Why not? He did good. He did well with Possessor. I'd love to see something else. Definitely. Other little bits. Obviously, I texted you in the week about Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. My prediction came true. I can't believe it. They've been given a Marvel property. Obviously, it's a TV show, not a movie. I don't know much about this character. You might, but being quite a big Marvel fan. But they've been given Moon Knight to direct the TV show Moon Knight. Which would be quite interesting. Put their spin on it. We'll see where that one goes. There's not really much information out at all at the moment, apart from they've just been signed up. But I thought that's great for them. Obviously, coming off the back of Synchronic that we still haven't seen yet, and The Endless. But I hope those guys do really, really well. Cause wish them all the success. The Endless. I mean, fuck me, that's a great movie. And what was the other one I watched? Spiral. No. Yeah, it was fucking, that's great. Those two alone, they was like just The Endless, yeah. Moon Knight, not sure about this character. I think he's I'm not sure if he's the dude with the cloak or if that's the cloak. Not really sure. Need to have a look into it. Yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. I mean, whatever they do, their spin on something superhero might be quite interesting and taking a different direction. But it's good that Marvel are taking this risk on different kind of directors and new. It's just great. They always have, haven't they? Really, let's be honest. But yeah, so that's cool. And my last bit of news, and this is something to put in the bank because I really, really want to see this movie, and I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it's called Shadow in the Cloud. No, not heard this one. You might have when I tell you what's about and who's in it. So it's starring Chloe Grace Moretz, and she is basically a B-17 pilot, and it's during the war. And I don't know if you know about the myth about obviously we've spoke about it on our Gremlins episode, but what the Gremlins word comes from. If you can remember when I did it on my Matt's Facts. No, mate, it's not off the top of my head. Go on. So during the war, back in the day, and during the war, American pilots used to call, if they had a problem with their kind of jet, they would call them gremlins in the system, like in the jet. And this looks like it's basically taken that kind of premise and put it in the air. So these gremlins are real existing beasts or like creatures that are attacking the plane, and it looks by the kind of trailer like it's going to be like her versus these things, and the trailer looks fucking batshit.
Yeah, I tell a lie. I've seen the trailer. It looks awesome. Are we badging that one under horror then? Are we horror fantasy maybe sort of thing?
Yeah, it's definitely under horror because it's got fucking big ass monsters in it.
Game on.
We could put that one in the bank, mate. That's all the news I've got. Have you got anything at all you would like to share with me?
Well, I don't know. There was another sort of announcement for a movie that's due out this year at some point called Time's Up.
Okay.
They just announced the cast. It's on New Year's Eve, a faculty party for teachers. Steve reading from the suicide of bully student goes horribly wrong when an unexpected guest arrived. Now, unexpected guest is Father Time. So it just sounds like a little bit of a slasher centered around New Year's Eve, which is quite interesting. Haven't really seen one centered around...
I think I read about something about this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't know too much about it, but like it looked really interesting from the poster. The cast is like not anyone like really well known. I think there's somebody like who played the Siren in VHS. Okay. So that should be quite interesting. Hannah Fearman, so that's cool. But don't know, it's just one to watch, one to look for a potential future episode, I think. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. What else have I untucked? Oh yeah, no. Don't know if you saw the poster for this. This fucking cracked me up. Nicolas Cage is attacking some horror again. So we've had Colour Out of Space, Mandy. Oh, you know, the man can't do anything wrong as far as I'm concerned. So he's got a new one called Willy's Wonderland. You heard about this?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Nicolas Cage goes up against murderous animatronics in Willy's Wonderland this year. Fucking, you know, insane. It's like you just slot them into like the Banana Splits movie or something like that.
Yeah.
I love a toy, demonic toys, Puppet Master, those sorts of fucking movies. So bring it on.
Or killer robots would be quite cool.
Yeah, I'm well up for this. So
yeah, I'll be up for that. It'd be fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah, it will be fun. Didn't this come out of nowhere? And I felt that we should know about this. Suddenly they've announced the cast for Amazon's reboot for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
It's turned it into a TV series.
Oh, is it TV series?
That's what it looks like to me.
How interesting.
I might have got that wrong, but it looked like they were ready to start, like, they did with Scream.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a TV series. I Know What You Did Last Summer. So,
cool.
Any of the actors in it, they're all probably new, young, probably been in loads of cool shit that I haven't seen before. But yeah, so always up for that. I mean, I tried to watch the Scream TV series.
Yeah, I tried with that, and I couldn't get into it. And all depends what route they go. If they go like the fluffy teenage route, it's just like we'll see what happens in it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we're getting to a stage now where kids who grew up in the 90s. I suppose people are going to start retelling those sort of stories and stuff like that. That's what we're up against. We're constantly telling about the 80s, but there were some treats of the 90s. We know.
Of course there was. Of course.
That's about. So I got a couple of bits about a toy announcement, which I know you'll like. The Garbage Pail Kids and the Mad Balls are joining forces for a crossover collaboration this year.
Are they?
So fuck knows what that's going to look like, but I do love a bit of Garbage Pail Kids. Maybe not the movie. Right up there with Troll 2. But yeah, there we go. And a couple of treats that have popped up onto Netflix, Hunted and Before the Fire. Another a global, this might sound familiar, a global pandemic engulfs Los Angeles. So Before the Fire. So these pandemic movies are probably going to start coming out this year. We're probably going to see some interesting ones. I thought you had one more bit of news.
Yes, I have, mate. Yeah. So you might have heard Geordie Paul on previous episodes, but we just want to say a massive congratulations on his second child. He is called Freddie George Stevens. And
Nice.
So congratulations to you both. And I hope everything's cool, man. And we'll definitely have you on again soon.
Diddly dee! Congratulations, diddly dee! I mean, again, he's not. You know, he's from Newcastle. So Freddie. So that's good. I did try and get him to call it Chucky.
Well, I tried with Grogu, but
right.
None of it.
But Freddie's cool. Freddie's dead.
Good,
yeah.
It's a good, strong name, Freddie George.
I mean, that's probably not what you want to hear, Geordie Paul, but you know, you named him after Freddie Krueger.
Freddie with an I. Freddie with an I.
Freddie Krueger.
Yeah, but that was a Y. But George A. Romero, good, strong name.
Nice.
Cool. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, now we've congratulated Mr. Geordie Paul. Let's move on to our main review.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. I'm a jelly bear, 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a moving, grooving, jamming, singing gummy bear. Oh yeah, gummy bear.
Right, this episode's main review, we are talking Spree. It was one of the few movies that actually made it into the cinema last year. Which was for maybe like a couple of weeks when you could actually go. But we didn't get to go and see it, did we, Matthew?
No, we
didn't. Our
didn't.
cinema was closed. So starring Joe Keery from Strange Things, the good old Steve, Sashir Zamata and David Arquette. The fucking Arquette. We have a sort of modern day influencer sort of horror movie, which basically thirsty for a following. Kurt Kunkel is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. So this movie is all about an influencer who has no one to influence and wants to find a way to become infamous through his basically, for those in the UK, rideshare is basically Uber, and he's put a load of fucking cameras in there to record his deeds. I mean, this is like a social media movie, isn't it? It's all set on his phone, on GoPros, and all sorts of stuff. That's what the premise of this movie. What are your first thoughts, Matthew?
Wow, Joe Keery can act. He's a beast in this movie. I've got to say it from the get-go. Absolutely astounding performance. You've said all the right things. Is a massive kind of thing that's so huge at the moment and in the eye of everyone, especially at the moment where we're in a pandemic. It's just so social media driven, and it's full of is this right? Is this wrong? Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? Does it help people or doesn't it help people? It touches on loads of good subjects, and it covers loads of them. I mean, it covers the Me Too movement. It covers snowflakes. Is it right to want this much fame and to be liked, to be loved? I mean, let's talk about the character Kurt. I mean,
Kurt's World.
Yeah, Kurt's World. What is this thing? Kurt's World 19 something, can it? Oh, what was it?
No, Kurt's World, he's not the first one. He's not even the first Kurt's World. Yeah. That's how much of a fucking loser he is. He's a bit of a loser, and he's so dirty.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to basically be the best YouTuber ever, but
it's more Instagram. Is it YouTube, Instagram? I don't know. It's all social media, isn't it?
It looks like it's more like kind of like live Instagramming, kind of live feeds. It's all live kind of stuff with people commenting live. But obviously he's just not great at it, and he's just desperate and so fame hungry to get followers and likes and comments. It's everything he does is all about his channel. He just wants to make it famous and be as big as his friend. which is hilarious.
Well, his kid that he used to babysit. And it's like his line is, if you're not documenting yourself, you don't exist. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, we're sat here doing a fucking podcast, we have we have a few of you breathers out there, but like we said all along, if it was just me and Matt talking, we'd still do it.
Yeah. This is the thing, it's just like, we don't care about that shit, but there is a lot of people out there that do. Sadly. Or maybe not sadly.
Yeah, it's not like a negative thing. If you want that sort of life, there are lots of people making fucking good bunts out of it and stuff like that.
It's a big market and you're a small fish, and I think this film portrays that in a kind of good way to a point.
Yeah, it does show you the sort of extent someone might go to fucking try and make it themselves. And the fact that it deepens into the fact that the people watching or not watching, will they fucking believe what they're seeing? Will they just see it? Because are we getting desensitized to all everything that we see on a day-to-day basis? I mean, we've got a real fucking pile of shit fucking thing going on at the moment, but is there, fake news, misinformation, all that sort of stuff. It falls into all sorts of interesting things. But what does Kurt do to try and get his piece of the pie, Matthew?
Well, this is the thing. It's just like he just decides to ride around in his what's his business called? I can't remember what they're called now.
Rideshare.
Oh, is it Rideshare? Is it? I thought it was called an actual name.
It's Rideshare. That's the app.
Oh, is it Rideshare? Are you sure? I'm sure it's called something else. But yeah, he does this rideshare thing where he picks up people, and it makes it cheaper if you share a cab with someone else or not. And he just decides that, I think, to kind of make an impact, he just wants to kill people. And just, it's a good little idea because it's really clever. No, I mean, the premise of the film is how, because he just don't give a shit. He's obviously got some issues, obviously. But it's the way he does it. It's just like so carefree. It's just like, I don't know, eating a burger or, just listening to some music, which is fucking...
There's no empathy. So you could say he's a complete and utter psychopath or a sociopath, you don't know. But there's no empathy towards what he's doing. He's got a goal of becoming infamous. It's not even like frantic or, there's just no thinking towards it. He's got a plan and he's going to show the world, but there's just no thought process or hint that he sort of thinks that this is wrong. He just sees this as a way of it's almost as if something fucking just broken in him. And, now it's just like, I know what people want. I'll fucking go around in my car and I'm going to drug people and I'm fucking gonna, kill them. And no one fucking is even watching.
No, it's you got 6 people watching or something. And it's, and it's so funny that he's just not that good at it either, which is even funnier. But he, the actor, that Joe Kerry that plays him, it's brilliant because throughout the whole thing, he's in the whole movie and it's just captivating, and he's just he's got to hold this movie on his shoulders and he's got to give the performance of his life, and he's so believable as that character. And I completely forgot about Steve from kind of fucking Stranger Things. And it's just he becomes this just crazy character. And you kind of really start to begin to really like him. Not because he's murdering people, because he's so funny and the things he says. And it's kind of it's endearing in a way that he's an underdog, yeah. And you kind of feel sorry for him at some points. I mean, they touch on that he hasn't had a great life. His dad's not really there much. He's obviously from a kind of broken home. He's obviously not got many friends. He's a bit insecure. But then he just decides to do this to up his game, and it progressively gets more and more and more.
He gets more and more followers and more of a plan. to actually, for people who are actually watching. At one stage, he has like, I think nearly, looking at the count, 56,000 people watching at one stage.
Yeah. And I love, there's a great cameo from Misha Barton in it, which is, she's from, the OC. I don't know if you ever watched the OC.
She was in the others as well.
Oh yes, yeah, when she was young, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was the girl under the table, wasn't she?
So yeah, she did a quick cameo in this, which was quite funny.
What was I missed that. What was her cameo?
There's 3 people he picks up, and there's a blonde guy, and they go through the sunroof. Spoilers out there. Yeah, she was the passenger, obviously.
In the front seat.
Yeah, who kind of like starts to kind of like come onto him in a kind of weird, freaky way. But yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know, it just brings on that whole social element about, kind of like, is in major big influencers and these people that do like YouTube channels, it kind of portrays a lot of them as being quite arsehole-ish. Quite a lot.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, I don't really, I kind of agree with that sort of premise of it. The ones that I've seen, some of them are a bit arsehole-ish.
Yeah, but then I follow a lot of people on YouTube who are nothing like that. But obviously I watch geeky shit and unboxing videos and stuff. But they're just honest, collective people. I mean, there are all these kind of other people that, that have a lot more followers, that kind of have million, I mean, what is it? Kylie Jenner gets something like $2 million to mention one item. $2 million.
Right, didn't she sync Snapchat almost or something like that with just one comment or something like that?
But basically, yeah, she can advertise something herself and she'll get $2 million just for saying, hey, guys, check out my new Gucci handbag. They're available now. And that will be sold out. It's an insane thing to think of if you really, really think about it. I know you're not interested in that sort of thing, but there are obviously millions and millions of people that are, and they do it, and they go out and they buy it.
Well, that's what
I'm a sucker. I watch unboxing videos. I'm like, I want that. That looks so cool. And they're totally different to the fashion side of things. Like with Kylie Jenner, it's a different kettle of fish, obviously. But
whatever interests you, mate. I mean, I just thought maybe that it might be like, is it too cool for me? Or I didn't really understand the premise, maybe. But I understood it enough to fucking thought it was like a going on right now. I'm not oblivious to these people, but it was quite interesting, And there was some good deaths in it as well. Good bit of blood.
It was good. It was good. It was fast paced as well, like really, really fast paced and kind of just interesting to see how he starts off to, as the film gradually goes on, he just gets crazier and crazier, and just by the end of it, he's just wired and just totally lost it.
He's had a lot of energy drinks, and he is just, and he's almost like one of those sort of, like, I don't know, not killers that are just like, fuck it, I'm like on something, I can't be killed. Every sort of time that he's remotely looks like he's dead, he sort of pops back up as well. Still with a fucking cheesy grin to his face. I mean, Jesse Adams, the character Jesse Adams and stuff like that, the comedian in it, is quite an interesting character, because obviously she's kind of on the reverse. She wants to give this, she's gone out, and she wants to give up being in the spotlight, and she breaks her phone off and stuff like that. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight anymore. But does she? Is it a ploy? And it's like, it's sort of those ploys to kind of get infamous and stuff like that. And the way it ends and ties it all up and stuff like that is quite
was
nice.
A great character, actually. Yeah, really good actor. I enjoyed that a lot, because she really, really got into the role of that. You can see the way they filmed it as well, as she was like a comedian. It's really, really clever. They really polished it, so it was like proper genuine. They must have put a lot of time in that and in the comedy circuit and stuff, and researched it, because it was really clever and it actually felt real. She was a great character, and I liked her one-liners as well. Were great.
Well, Jesse Adams isn't actually, the Sashir Zamata is a comedian.
Oh really? And what, in real life?
And she was a cast member on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Excellent. So they did that. Awesome.
Yeah, so they've got comic shops. And, it's got a good little cast. Joe Keery, David Arquette, Sasha Ismail. It's like a fucking decent cast for, like, the main part of it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty good... I say this was a pretty good start to the year.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, it kept me entertained completely. I thought it was interesting, very now, and his performance alone gave it a lot of points for me, just because I just thought he smashed it. I mean, watch this space, because he's, obviously Stranger Things. I think once he starts branching out, I think this was obviously made quite a while ago, because he looks quite young in it. It's definitely not made recent, absolutely not. Watch this space, because I think after this and more Stranger Things, you're going to see his name about a lot, because I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hair as well.
Mm.
Thoroughly enjoyed this one. I don't know what else we can say.
There's only one thing you can say, mate, and that's this. Yeah. Banging soundtrack.
Unbelievable.
Hope you enjoyed that. Can't do any more than 20 seconds, sorry. Don't get food.
You just spoiled my intro. Oh, believe me, that's going to be an intro as well. So now we've got to score this bad boy then. Score the first horror movie of the year.
I think, as you picked it, I think you should be the one to score it first.
It's a toughie.
How many breaths out of 10?
I think it's getting a 7 for me.
7.
Yeah.
I think that's a respectable amount. I would definitely watch it further down the line. I definitely recommend it. I think 7's good. Borderline getting close to an 8, but 7's fair.
You happy with that, are you, Matt?
7 breaths out of 10. That's
7 breaths out of 10 for Spree. Now,
watch it.
Yes, definitely go and watch
Netflix.
it. Support Joe Keery, the future husband to the wife of horror, because he's dating that Maker Monroe, isn't he?
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Right, that's gone down a point. 2 points is 5 out of 10. Bastard.
On to next episode, what we're going to be watching. We are looking to watch another movie from last year that we didn't catch, because we still haven't really, they're late last year, they're still emerging, so we're still going to be watching some of the movies that we didn't get to see last year until we see the stamp of 2021. But we're going to go and dive into Relic.
Well, officially, it's not out yet.
Well, there you go then. What do you mean officially? I can get it on...
Is it on VOD?
I can get it on VOD. You can get it for £6.49.
It only came out recently, though, so it isn't. I don't think it's a last year release.
All right, okay.
It's at Fright Fest.
Well, it's £6. It's £6.49 on Amazon Prime at the moment. So
yeah, you sure though? That's it.
Well, yeah, I got it right here. I can start watching it right here and right now if you want me to, Matthew.
No, don't, because you only get a couple of days.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll wait then.
Don't do that. Don't be an idiot.
But yeah,
don't be an idiot like I was.
You are an absolute pleb, but yeah, Relic is available can only buy it at the moment, so the rent option's gone, so you got to buy it for $9.99. But we're gonna watch it. That's gonna be our movie. All right.
Yes.
Now let's move on to our movie from the vault.
Perfection. A scorched outpost in the middle of nowhere.
You know how close I am to leaving this place right now? How close?
Maybe that's why Val and Earl decided to leave town.
Hey, hold up. That's Edgar Deans.
They just picked the wrong day to do it.
Jeez. You guys better get the hell out of here. There's a killer on the loose. Who could be doing it?
Is that a snake?
I'll give you boys $5 for this. 20.
That's how they get you. They're under the ground.
On this episode, our movie from the vault is 1990s. There definitely was gems from the 90s, because this is one of them. Tremors. So natives of a small isolated town defend themselves against strange underground creatures, which are killing them one by one.
Kevin
Paul,
Bacon.
give it to me.
Kevin Bacon.
So we've got
Kevin Bacon.
the mighty Kevin Bacon. We've got Fred Ward. We've got Michael Gross. We've got Reba McEntire. And the amazing Victor Wong.
Well, let's not forget, alright, we've got Ariana Richards as well, who was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but she wasn't really in it that much. She was just...
Well, you got
right.
Tony Gennaro as well. You know, he's a big fucking deal. I mean, Victor Wong alone. Big Trouble in Little China, man. Fucking fame. Come on. This has got a good caliber of actors for a fucking B movie, man. It's great.
A plethora. A hamper or a platter of goodness. But
Right.
anyway, this was obviously directed by Ron. This was directed by Ron Underwood of City Slickers and Mighty Joe Young, to name a few, and written by S.S. Wilson. Give it to me. What did you think of this movie? Tell me when you first saw this movie. What did you think, Paul? How did you feel? What did it make you feel like as a small child?
I was 9 when this movie first came out. And I don't know if we watched it then or a few years later, but this is almost like a Ghostbusters for me. I mean, for me and my brother Rob, we would watch this all the goddamn time. This was one of the ones that we taped, had on video cassette, and fucking
had the adverts between it because you couldn't see
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
DFS, big sale. Always DFS adverts, weren't there, when you recorded stuff.
Oh no, it's MFI back then.
MFI, BFI. What am I on about? MFI. Massive fart indoors.
But, I mean, I was brought up on B movies watching with my mum, and like we've talked about in the past, and this is just like, you know, this is probably one of the better ones. It like had a bit of money, you know, and had a good caliber of actors. I mean, Kevin Bacon he'd done Footloose before this. He's established Kevin Bacon, but this was genius. He's still got a lot of genius to come after this as well.
Oh, he's amazing, and he's amazing. But yeah, thanks for asking me as well, Paul. Yeah. Go on.
Matthew, so when was your first memory?
Sorry, I don't reply to Matthew.
Cunt.
Only my mother can call me Matthew.
Alright, dude, when was the first time you watched this? Do you remember?
Yeah, probably the same kind as you. Obviously, I didn't watch it at the cinema. I missed it at the cinema. I was way too young, probably. But yeah, like, probably taped off the TV. Definitely rented this from the video store, time and time again. But yeah, I remember definitely I had it recorded on the old TDK VHS, with the adverts. Yeah. So, yeah, and I remember watching it and just being like, this is fucking awesome. Like, literally, like, big ass kind of worms that live in the ground. The name alone of the movie, Tremors, just is perfect. Whoever came up with that and marketing is fucking brilliant, because, you know, it just, when somebody says tremor to me, I don't think of an earthquake like you should probably do. I think of a big fucking worm with tentacles coming out of his mouth. Yeah, but I just remember seeing it and being like, just blown away by the effects of the puppetry in it, and just thinking, how did they do that and how cool it looked? You know, because this is like, it was made in 89 and it came out in 90, so we're talking late 80s. And look, the puppetry on it is really good.
It's top class. The beasts the graboids.
Graboids
are fucking great. And it's just like it's a mate, you know, it's a mates causing shit movie, isn't it? It's just two mates just getting by doing stuff.
It's a buddy movie, isn't it? It's a buddy movie, but kind of a love letter to 50s kind of sci-fi kind of horror as well. Like, you know, the creature feature kind of things. And it's just, for me, watching it as a kid, it was just, you know, it was just a really nice, it might sound weird because there is obviously deaths in it, but a nice, feel-good because every character in this movie is nice. There's not really any arsehole characters, because you know when you get those films where the staple is, oh, there's a nice person, there's a scared person, and there's always an arsehole in there. There's always an arsehole.
Well, you say that, but then what about the lad?
Yeah, but he's just a happy-go-lucky kid that just
Melvin. You know, what about our Melvin?
He's not very looked after by his parents. They've fucked off, and
that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Actually,
we'll get onto that.
Fuck, it's Melvin's family.
But like they like every person, you know, they're not fighting against them, because normally when they're put in these situations, they kind of, some people go against each other, or there's a double cross, or there's arguments, and then there's always that evil human element that comes into the film, where this doesn't have that. This is just people working together, a close-knit community that care about each other, and they work together, and it's a happy movie, and it's a feel-good movie, but there is death in it.
The townsfolk of perfection. I mean, there's a lot to discuss about this fucking movie for a start. There's got like 14 people in perfection.
Yeah.
Right? But the amount of deaths in this movie, like you said before, it's quite a lot. I mean, we've got Edgar, lots of sheep, you know, Fred. Well, fuck it, come on. If our listeners have not watched this movie, what are you doing? The two workmen.
You might have a really nice friend that will buy you the Arrow exclusive edition box set for Christmas. Arrow. I'll say that again. Arrow.
Jim and his wife, the phone tester, and of course fucking Chang. You know, there's a lot of deaths here. And Nestor as well, fucking out through the tyres. Good deaths, some good death scenes, but oh my god. Right, can we talk about perfection as a town to start with?
Yeah. You'd love this place, isn't it?
I mean, it's
love walking around there.
Got the mountains. There's a couple of survivalists, but there's not many people there. It's like tiny, and they've got a fucking big store. They've got a lot of stuff in that store.
Maybe it's for people travelling through, because they probably get a lot of through traffic that come through. Maybe.
Maybe that's how they get away with it.
Maybe they deliver it to the other town that's got like 1 million people. That's just, 5 miles up the road or something.
I know. Chang's making a lot of money, is all I'm saying.
He's loving it, isn't he?
Yeah, but the survivalists are great.
I'll give you $2 for the graboid.
The couple, Michael Gross, like Bert and Heather, they're fucking great. It's like a typical American. You got that whole prepared culture, and they're taking it to the fucking extreme. The amount of shit guns.
Well,
and stuff.
They must be hunters. They've got elephant guns and fucking, like, I don't know, in these times it would be frowned upon, but they're definitely hunters. They've got to be. But again, why are they living like... I
don't think they are, Matt. I just think they bought a load of guns and they're trying to prepare themselves for every fucking possible situation apart from...
what do they call them? Apocalyptic people? I don't know what they call them. But yeah. Yeah, because they've got like a bunker as well, haven't they?
They're called survivalists, aren't they?
Survivalists, that's it, yeah.
That's what it is. And it's like, they built their own house, they built it to prepare for nuclear war or whatever the fuck is coming at them.
Well, won't keep a big fucking worm out though, will it?
No, it won't. They did take the fucker out though, which is great.
After about 50 rounds of fucking elephant rifles and guns.
Every other weapon's like out that they've got on the fucking wall. And then like they still have to break glass to get the big one out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure they make their own bullets and stuff like that.
It did, what I did like about it as well is, like, obviously these two characters, Valentine and Earl, they want to get away from this kind of population of 14 people, even though they're managing to tie down jobs within this community. They try and leave and stuff. And when they do eventually kind of leave, they find that guy. I always remember when I was a kid, because it freaked me out a little bit when they find that guy at the telephone pole. And like, he's just like frozen. It's just like, yeah, that freaked me out a little bit.
There's that. There's some great fucking moments when they come across the scientist or whatever, the professor, as they all
archaeologist.
It's not an archaeologist.
Oh no, all right, yeah, she's something to do with something I can't remember.
She's the the love interest, Rhonda.
Yeah.
But she's like a is it seismologist? Is that what you'd say it was?
That's it. Yeah.
Seismologist. There you go. That's a technical term on it. Because she's taking readings on the fault line and stuff, and she's like, there's unusual fucking activity, and that's how the tremors get. She's the one who knows all the shit about the rocks and conducting and all that shit. She gets so much fucking shit from everyone, like questions, and she's like, I don't fucking never seen a big fucking bug.
But at least she looks good running in a pair of tighty whities.
That she does. But this whole fucking movie's just like...
I remember that, like, I don't know,
yeah.
lit something inside of me when I was a kid.
It's the music as well.
Like the way you skated over that. Yeah, music's clever. The
music's very clever in this, and I think it's like, it's got that sort of quickness when there's something wrong. It's that Jaws sort of fucking theme. It's like...
It is, isn't it, really? Come on, I'm not saying they ripped off Jaws, but it is kind of Jaws on land.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because it's like, especially the bit when they're kind of all bunkered into, Wang's shop. Like,
I love that bit. See, that's
Walter's shop, sorry.
I think that's just like got me in, that's one of the first things that got me into that sort of like apocalyptic, scenario of like being trapped. Like, that's what like Dawn of the Dead probably appeals so much to me. It's just like Tremors probably kicked it off for me and went, oh yeah, we've got to hold up somewhere. Let's hold up in the shop.
It's that whole what would you do kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? How are we going to work together to get through this kind of thing?
Some great memories from it as well, like Nesta's death through the tyres and the camera angle.
Like, you need to get higher. It's like, who runs to a fucking tyre?
The fucking Melvin.
This thing.
Yeah, Melvin's a great fucking like sort of heel, isn't he? In the whole thing, he's a bit of a douche, but you still kind of love him and stuff like that. I know what he's saying, but he just gives him so much shit, and it's just like the language and the quotes and stuff like that is fucking great, absolutely great. It's such a fun movie, but I did want to discuss with you. There's a couple of things. Who the fuck is Melvin's family? Are we assume is Nesta his dad?
I don't think so. I can vaguely remember I think they fucked off to Vegas or something and left him behind. Or they keep going. Like something like that. Vaguely remember.
Right.
I can't remember.
He's on his fucking own as far as I know.
Literally, like, that's why he's such a little prick, I think.
He's only like 16, 17 or something like that.
He just makes wrong choices, then he just does. But I always love the bit where he has a tentacle around him and just runs out of the shop going, ah! It's just brilliant. There's a classic moment there. You can't beat it.
Totally agree. And love the music, like I said earlier, during the pole vault. Always remember the pole vault in.
Yeah, classic.
He gets it wrong. Earl, as a guy, goes, I'm going to do it. And he fucks it up straight away.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like the kind of like chemistry between him, Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward is really, really good. You can just believe that they've been friends for forever, kind of thing. It's like, and the final straw is when they get covered in shit and they're like, I'm out.
Yeah, totally.
But he's always there to kind of like help Fred out, and like with a light, lighting his cigarette with I love the whole kind of lighter thing. Who's got the lighter? He's never got a lighter. Somebody else has got the lighter all the way through it.
And also the deciding what to do with
scissors, paper, rock. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just great, and it's like, there's just like those. It's just so.
Are they a bit gay?
Nah. It's just buddy, man. Just mates. The pace of it is just perfect, I think, as well. It is just one of those perfect movies. It just keeps on rolling, keeps on going and going and going. It's just like, the beats are just there, spot on. Like any sort of classic, movie from that era, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Ghostbusters. It's just got it's got a beat. It's got a great beat. And it wasn't as big, and you'll probably tell me loads of cool shit in a minute, but I loved it.
It's definitely one of those movies that is special in people's hearts in it as well. It's just like it's full of memories. Like when I put it on and watched it, I was just like, so many memories came flooding back, because I haven't watched it for a while, to be fair. And it's just like, you just forget how lovely it is and great to revisit, and just what a really cool movie, what a great movie. And
You broke into the wrong rec room, didn't you, you bastard?
Yeah.
And like the classic escape, the escape bit is always, that was fucking love that. Oh yeah, get on the, run, get the truck, how you gonna get out there, get Cat, send the lawnmower off the wrong way, fucking all those bits are just great.
And when they blow them up as well, that's quality. Like just the guts, and they just get covered in those like, the colour is really cool as well, like orangey guts just come flying over all the rocks. It's brilliant.
It's one thing with the graboids, the little tentacle bits, but when they get the big motherfucker mouth that comes out, I loved it. I think, like you said earlier, the puppetry is fucking great in this. It is just a wonderful movie.
Wonderful movie.
And, really memorable. Really sticks in you. It's one that I'll always fucking go back to.
Definitely.
Really.
That's why I got it for you, mate.
Double denim, a bit of double denim as well, just for you. Bacon and double denim.
Bit of double denim, mate. Double denim.
This is the one movie though, like that Kevin Bacon can win himself back for me. Because obviously, watching Sleepers and stuff like that, Hollow Man, he's a bit rapey. It's just like he's such a good actor, unfortunately, that, he tainted himself for a while with that movie Sleepers. I couldn't bear to watch him in anything. And then you can go back and watch Tremors. Oh, he's actually alright. He's a good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Plays a paedophile too well.
Too well. Woodsman.
Oh God, yeah. But he's great. He's done a good bit of horror. Obviously, the Hollow Man, Stir of Echoes as well. That's a cracking.
A new one out as well. I can't remember the name of it, but it came up.
We talked about it last year, didn't we? Was that the one with the couple in the house?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called now, but we should look that one out. I think if we can find it.
There's always room for bacon, mate. Always.
Definitely. And who knew that this movie would start and kick off such a fucking franchise that has gone on for 30 years now. Fuck me, I'm old. 30 years. Because the last one came out last year. I mean, I don't know if you're going to go into this in your...
7 movies and 1 TV show.
7 movies and 1 TV show. So we've got...
Can you name the character that is in every single one of them?
Well, yeah, it's Bert.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. You've won a prize.
I've only seen 3 of them, I think. So, Tremors 2.
Apparently, like the later ones are not that bad. I've heard.
Right. I'm just going to go for a little bit of them. Tremors 2 stars Fred Ward as well.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's called it's called Aftershocks. Tremors 3 is called Back to Perfection, and it stars obviously Michael Gross again. I don't know what Tremors 4 is though. Maybe it's called A Cold Day in Hell. No, it's not. I don't know what the 4th movie is. I haven't got that on the list. But the 5th one is called Bloodlines. Then you've got A Cold Day in Hell. And then you've got the latest one last year, which starred Richard Brake and John Heder. So that's got to be worth a shot. And it's called Shrieker Island and stuff like that. So just, it's like Sharknado, just getting fucking better and better.
Don't know about that.
But I can't find what Tremors 4 is called. That's upsetting. See if I just type in Tremors 4, see what it comes up with. Oh yeah, The Legend Begins.
Yeah, Legend Begins. Yeah.
There you go. That means it's probably done. Have they done a Back to the Future then, where he's like, it's Bert's fucking great granddad or something.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
I love how they come up with these stupid ideas. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to kind of talk about this fucking great movie, or did we want to get on to some Matt's facts?
Let's do some Matt's facts.
Okay. Fucking hit me, bitch.
So, the writer S.S. Wilson apparently got the idea when he was in the U.S. Navy. For some reason, he was in the California desert. Not much sea around there, but hey ho. And he just thought about it one day, and he just thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if you kind of like had to survive like with things underground coming to get you, but you only could hide from them on the rocks. That's how he came up with it, apparently. So, Kevin Bacon has actually quoted that this was the single most fun time he ever had on making a movie in his whole career.
It fucking looks like it as well, doesn't it?
I bet it was. I bet they had a laugh as well.
It just looks like a complete ball. It was.
Yeah.
I think that's what helps, the chemistry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Definitely sure. Oh, apparently there's only. I didn't even think about this, but there was only 2 interior kind of shots and 2 interior kind of things built, which was one was the shop and one was the basement of Bert's basement, and that was literally the only inside scenes in the whole thing. Everything else is outside, which when you think about it, it's pretty crazy.
Well, inside of the car.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. This obviously film wasn't a massive hit when it came out at the cinema, but it did find its legs on rental and VHS, and people went out and bought it in their droves. So it's really good. It just had that massive cult following afterwards, which was cool.
And we know that from a lot of those movies, like, especially like even like Kevin Smith and all those sorts of stuff, they do make the best movies when they, for whatever reason, the art, you know, it sucks for the studio, but these
on another hand, obviously it didn't do good when it came out, but when Kevin Bacon signed on, he was a bit of a career low at his point. He hadn't had a lot of roles, and apparently when he did sign on, he turned around to his pregnant wife at the time and said, "What the hell am I doing? I'm doing a movie about underground worms."
Is there any, on the DVDs, the Arrow, is there any interviews with Kevin Smith and Fred Walker?
Kevin Bacon,
yeah.
I think there is. There's cast interviews with lots of stuff. I haven't watched it all yet, so I'm yet to watch it. I wish I could have watched it before this, but it's something to look forward to. Obviously, Reba McEntire, I don't know if you know, but she's quite a big country singer.
Did she do the song then?
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. That's awesome. So Reba McEntire is the
Heather, which is the wife.
The wife, yeah. So that's cool. She did the outro music.
Yeah, she did. But I thought that was quite cool. Right, originally there was a different ending, so Valentine didn't get with the girl at the end. So they, you know, the lighter thing where they keep losing the lighter. One of them's got it, she's got it, he's got it, Bert's got it. At the end, they're driving away from the town to leave, and then one of them goes to light the cigarette and they can't find the lighter. And then it pans back and apparently she's got the lighter, so it gives them a reason to go back.
Okay.
Well, that was a lighter ending, but people didn't like it, which I'm glad they did go with the original ending because it's a lot better. Yeah. And the last fact I've got is there is actually a body count of 10, but not including the animals.
Okay. But it's so quick in terms of the killings. They get those out of the way like so quickly, but it just keeps going like, oh, they're dead. Like Gremlins, you know, like fucking critters. It's just fucking goes, man. It's so cool.
That's it.
Really fucking good pick. Really fucking love this movie. What a fucking start to 2021. Fun. Something fun, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, I really like it. So go on then. You picked this bad boy, so what are you going to rate it?
I think for me, it's got to be a 9 breaths out of 10.
Oh, it's got a lot of good memories for me, man.
I know. I want to go. We can go for 10, mate.
Let's 10 this bit. Come on,
let's 10 it.
One of the best B movies. Let's 10 it.
It is great. Yeah. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. It's got Kevin Bacon.
I'm a Tremor fiend, mate. I love it. 10.
You love a big Tremor.
Yes. Good. Yeah. So pleased with that. Fucking 10. Great fucking movie, man.
Got to do one. That was fun. And I'm interested now because it's all over to you, big man. Tell me what you've got.
You know what? I figured out that I only own this bad boy on VHS, so I'm going to have to fucking go out there and make a purchase now.
What are you picking?
I'm picking one of the first horror movies I ever watched at a sleepover. I'm picking Child's Play.
Ooh. Fuck, we've not even done Child's Play, have we?
No. For episode 70, we will be doing Child's Play. We haven't done it. We've done the new one. We did the new one 2 years ago.
Awesome.
But we haven't touched. What? We've talked about it loads, but we've not done it.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Awesome.
We are actually doing Child's Play 2. Not Child's Play.
No, that's a good pick, mate. Good pick. I look forward to talking about that one.
Yeah, man. That kicked off a fucking... Oh, what a franchise. Talking about franchises. Fucking hell. Love it. One of the best toy movies out there, I reckon. Okay, cool. Yeah, so excited. So next, that was a great fucking first episode of 2021. Hopefully we'll be back together soon, hugging and touching each other.
We'll see.
Until then. Next episode we will be doing Relic as our main review. We're then doing our movie from the vault, which we're very looking forward to, is fucking Child's Play. And there's only one more thing to say. When there's no more room in hell, here's another podcast.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
You can follow us on Twitter at DrawOneLast, Instagram at DrawOneLastBreath, or pop us an email at DrawOneLastBreathPod@hotmail.com.